Welcome to part 11 from CATIA Sketcher training. Within this section we are going to discuss sketching translation. So to get started, I will initially define an axis, and afterwards I will use a predefined elongated hole. So I want to make this parallel to the original axis, and afterwards I will define that element. Now I will change some of the values over here. I'm gonna see that I will set this to be 10. I will also put a distance between those two axes. So in this case, we're gonna see that this will go to be as an angle. Therefore, I will select those two. I will make them parallel. So now if I will re-add that, we're gonna see that we will have that distance. So initially it was a little bit buggy since those two had to be perpendicular, but at the same time CATIA decided that there was an angle of 1.9 degree. So to get started with the translation, I will select it over here, so it's called translate. We see that within the dialog box we can either go within duplicate mode. By default this is selected, but if you have this unselected, this will work the same as moving the sketch around. So I can either select the sketch like this, afterwards move it. So this will also keep that 25 since we added that constraint. But we can do the same with translation. If we are not within duplicate mode, we can select the vector that will give us the orientation of this, and afterwards we can have that translated. So this will do just the same. As we can see now, that axis won't be translated since we don't have that keep original external constraints on. So this will just move that, but within update the sketch will also be redefined at 25. So if I will have that removed, I will move a little bit the axis so that it will be easier for me to select all the sketch over here. Translate, this will be the distance, and we're gonna see that now it will no longer be automatically constrained. If you want to use this as a linear pattern, I will select that, go again to translate, duplicate mode. We can define how many instances, so similar to a linear pattern within SolidWorks or other softwares. We're gonna see that we can define that distance. If you want to add a specific numeric value, you will also give that, indicate the location, and afterwards, if I'm gonna press tab, we're gonna see that tab key will go to the sketch tool, so it will indicate the endpoint. It's not what we desired, so tab only will not fix the problem in this case. I will also have to move the mouse cursor within the translation definition, and over here I will have to specify the value. So in this case I will go for 150 millimeters, afterwards press tab, and as we can see again we have to specify that orientation. So it's a little bit tricky, but now since I already clicked in translation definition, if I will press tab, I will be able to swap between various options over here. So I can just type in value 150, hit enter, and we're gonna see that we're gonna have that pattern according to the input parameters. We can also work with multiple sketches. So for example, maybe if I will draw another hexagon over here, and maybe a cylindrical elongated hole, so something like this. Now if I want to translate more than those, I can select that. I will go to translate, so again we have that distance. I will again need to specify the point, so maybe I want them to be within this direction. I can also go within the horizontal axis, and we're gonna see that we can multiply those using the translation definition, and as soon as I will click, I will have those copied. So I will undo this now. I will also delete some of the translated elements. And let's take a look at the other options that we have. So I will make this a little bit longer, and I will make this as a fixed element within the constraint definition box. I will also make this to be parallel to that axis, so we have over here parallelism. And I will add a distance, in this case 100 millimeters. Now I will reactivate the translation, but I can also do the selection before, so that will ease the operation. And we're gonna have, the first is to keep internal constraints. So internal constraints will be, in this case, 100 for the length of this elongated hole, 10 for this distance up to the axis, so the radius of the part. But also we're gonna see that this sketch has some tangent between this line and the circle, arc circle. So I will copy this, I will give the direction, and as we can see, I will overlap those 2 points on this axis. That means that the line will be parallel, and as soon as I will click this, I will see that the other translated elements will have the same element. So we have this tangency. If I select that arc and line, we're gonna see that this is set to tangency. So there are 4 tangencies and 2 constraints for each. I will undo this, and I will also check the following one. So this is keep external constraints. In this case, we have this 100 constraint. I will set this only to 2 instances now. I will define the same line, and as we can see, we're gonna have this constraint added. We see that this is a reference, so we have to uncheck that in order to have it changed. So in this case, this will be 125, and we had that change, and we still have this one, which is another reference. I will set this to 150, so it will be more than the last one. So this is how you can also change those constraints afterwards. Now I will undo. We're gonna see that there is one more available option. So the final one is keep original constraint mode. In this case, for this elongated hole, as it is constrained, we're gonna see that we're gonna have this option. So we no longer have to uncheck that reference button. We can just directly type in 150, go to OK, and for the other one, 125, and we're gonna have that value change. So I usually prefer to keep it like this, since it's easier to work with. So keep all those. Usually when you translate, you wanna have the duplicate mode on, you wanna keep the internal constraints, external, and also keep original constraint mode. Okay, so I hope you find this video useful. I will try to finish this CATIA Essential Training course. It will take a lot of videos since CATIA is such a complex software. We are still underneath Sketcher operation. The following one will be rotate and so on. I will try to make a single video for each feature. Okay, also don't forget to subscribe if you like this kind of content. Initially my channel was focused on CATIA, but I expanded towards other software since CATIA doesn't really bring in a lot of viewers, so please consider subscribing if you want me to go further with this CATIA Essential Training course. Okay, thanks for watching, see you in the next video. Before the outro, I also want to add something, so I will try to add this to all my videos and add it afterwards in post-production. So as we can see, from the total watch time, only 3.5% is from people that have subscribed. So I really hope that we can make this a little bit higher for the subscribed persons. Also, as we can see, the age for my viewers, so the vast majority are around 25 to 35 years old. Also top geographies, and I also want to give a shout out to those that decided to subscribe. As we can see, if I will filter this by subscription date, today is 8th August, and I had 2 subscribers in the last 2 days, so those I'm really grateful for. So if you like this content, please consider to subscribe, because it will motivate me to create more content. Okay, on with the outro.